If you're just joining Gina and me right now on YouTube, we're talking about one Mr. Barry White. Barry Carter. Most people don't know that. Barry Carter. And his dad's name was White, but his mom gave him her last name. Their parents never married. I want to say he was from Tyler, Texas, Beaumont, Texas. He was born somewhere in Texas.
Really?
And then moved to Watts at some point. So he's known as the guy from Watts, but most people don't know Barry Carter was born in Texas. I want to say Beaumont. I could be way off. Tyler.
Well, so far you're right. Barry Eugene Carter, and he was born in Galveston. You're right again.
So no, I wasn't. I didn't come up with Galveston.
It was Texas.
But he moved to Watts, and at some point, I guess he thought, hey, if I'm going to be one of the best singers of all time, I need a better stage name. Barry White sounded better, I guess, than Barry Carter.
Yeah.
And so he went with his dad's. He went with that surname, and the rest is history. The guy died. Check this out, Gina. And you can tell I'm not looking at a computer.
Right.
I want to say Barry White died just. All right, let's see. All right, 9/11. That was 1 or 2. He died after 9/11. He was around for 9/11. I'm going to say 03. Barry White died in 03.
Barry White, who they say had at least 9 children, died on the 4th of July, 2003.
Born in September, I bet. Am I looking at anything but this?
You are not. You are not. He was born. You know why you thought about? Did you say September 11th at some point?
I was talking. I thought he was. I know he was born. I know September babies because I'm.
Oh, because you said 2001. He was born on September 12th.
Yeah.
Now finish the sentence for me real quick.
Okay,
I know a lot about Barry White because.
I like music.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of people like music. Why do you know this much about random stuff?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. And as a matter of fact, here's the thing. I have a partial photographic memory. I can remember things I've read. It really scares people. I've never been tested. My mom thinks I'm one of those genius people. I don't think I am. My mom certainly is. You can't have that many masters plus 30 hours towards doctorates without,
You come from 2 brainiacs. You're at least breaking 100.
Oh, my mom was a brainiac. My dad, even though my dad was a professor, he wasn't my mom. Still isn't. Why do I know what I know? My brother and his friends used to play this game back when it flip phones. They would call me. I would be sitting on the freeway in between clients on a Friday afternoon. He would be at his store. My brother used to own a liquor store, and the guys would come in and sit around. And this was the days before you couldn't look at anything, right?
Sure.
It's flip phone day. And they would call me and they would give me random, rock and roll stuff. And I would just blurt out the answers, and the answers would surprise me. They would be looking at a computer and the answers would surprise me.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. And I don't know why. And I will never know why. It's one of those things that you can, it's a party trick, but you can't make a living on.
No, it's just a superpower. It's a party and parlor trick, and we're all very impressed.
But look, I'm also the guy who was yelling about, fake sweeteners and erythritol and seed oils and all this stuff back in 1989 on a radio show.
And most of us had to lose part of our colon to realize that erythritol might give you some stomach problems.
Yeah. Some. That stuff will mess you up, man.
Oh boy.
But now we know about all that stuff. We're learning about all that stuff. But Gina, we have to do a thing. I went out and you gave me 2 products. We'll do one next week, but the one we're going to do today is a Totino's pizza roll.
I actually felt bad about this. I really did, for a few reasons. He's holding it up. I told Vinny that his next assignment is to get Totino's pizza rolls. He chose triple pepperoni, which I totally support. And I felt bad for two reasons. A, I am a people pleaser by nature and don't want you to have to like put any effort. This involves cooking, and not just a microwave, but like an oven. So I felt guilty about that, although I've seen my husband microwave them more than once. Meanwhile, you're Italian, so I've heard. You appreciate fine Italian cuisine. You've been to Italy how many times? You eat the real, Italian food. And this is what I would imagine you would consider an abomination. And I'm afraid for you, and I apologize in advance.
Well, I cooked up this package. It was the only size package they had in the grocery store. And there were 50 rolls in here. So, here's the deal. I didn't notice that it was triple pepperoni until I got it home.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I just grabbed, there were 2 or 3 different things. So I said, okay, I just grabbed one of them. I was looking for one with maybe 25. My neighbor passed the Mommy of the Year test because I called over there and I said, hey, I have to try these for my show. They're called Totino pizza rolls. I'm going to taste one. And there's going to be 49 left. Now she has 4 kids and they're all boys and they're all athletic young men.
They'll take them.
I said, would you like the rest of these? I'll just cook them all and just, you just come over, someone and the kids over. And she said, hard pass. Hard pass. Now,
this is made for kids of that age.
Okay, here's the deal.
My husband still eats them when he's not doing what he's told.
Your husband's an idiot.
Now he's hardcore NSNG this year, but when
he's
not,
so far, yeah, he was bragging.
When he's not, it is a pizza roll party in this house at like midnight.
So he doesn't go from NSNG to let's just go to Cheesecake Factory and get the red velvet cake cheesecake.
No, he likes to go, and we've talked about this term before. He likes to go slutty. Just the sluttiest, the pizza rolls, the microwave White Castle, which by the way is the worst smell I've ever smelled in my life. Totino's roll-ups with Taco Bell sauce. He'll go over to Taco Bell and say, give me all the hot sauce you can give me. He'll turf out hard, and he loves these pizza rolls.
So this is something when you send me these have to be things that you know about. So you actually know about them.
This is the first question you asked me, Vinny, which is so adorable. And you've asked me this before with, I don't know, something else I asked you to get. You said, so you can just get this at like any grocery store? I was like, yes, Vinny, they're not a specialty product. They're widely available for one and for all at every grocery store. You just have never gone down this aisle of the novelty pizza treats.
Well, yeah, there's a few things about that I want to mention, but first and foremost, so your husband,
big fan. I was a fan when I was a kid. He
really?
took his love into adulthood.
These have been around, is what you're telling me.
Pizza rolls, the little party pizzas, those, I was raised on these. And now remember, my mom, very Weight Watchers, very diet conscious, but at the time as a single mom, you come home, you're exhausted. Guess what? Frozen pizza for everyone. Yay! So trust me, I've had these before.
Okay, you mentioned also just now in the throes of that conversation, you said White Castle. Now, growing up, there was a place called White Castles, and they served these little mini hamburgers.
Like sliders.
They called them sliders. You got like 6 of them for like nothing, like pennies. They gave you 6 of them.
Yeah.
What is a White Castle frozen thing? What is that?
So literally now they just sell them frozen in a box of like, 30 of them. And I never liked White Castle as a kid. So I might be partially against it because we had them in Kansas City. I was not a fan. I don't think they're any good. The microwave version, the smell that it creates in a kitchen, you know what? Perhaps you'll have to try that at some point on the show.
Let's keep that one off.
Okay. It is. I find it to be a pretty offensive odor, but these, delicious wafting of pizza rolls packed with cheese-like product and sauce-like product and meat-like product. Delicious.
Right. Well, the first thing was when I told Serena, I was leaving the neighborhood. Serena was coming in. She goes, oh, where are you going? And I said, I'm going out to buy a Cadbury egg, which I'll be trying next week.
Yay!
And something called Totino's pizza rolls. And she goes, Gina. I went, yes, Gina. And as I'm pulling away, she waved me down. She goes, just go to Kroger's. Like I Kroger's is where this is.
Yeah.
Because the store we go to is Harris Teeter.
Is that like fancy or like
No,
specialty?
it's not. It's not specialty or fancy. It's a nicer Kroger's.
Okay. So it's like a Gelson's.
Almost Gelson's. Yeah, almost Gelson's. Gelson E.
I see.
Gelson's light.
And if you're doing that, then I don't want you to pay double for something you're going to throw in the trash. So you might as well go to a regular grocery store.
Right. Now, when I walked in there, what I noticed was, well, first I didn't know where to go. I went, okay, these things have to be refrigerated, right? So now I'm walking down again, like before, I'm walking down aisles.
You can never figure out where the stuff is.
No, well, there are aisles where the things are refrigerated, and then there are aisles where things are frozen.
Correct.
I walked down, this is a huge Kroger's. I mean, in LA, folks, they call them Ralph's, but it's the same company, it's Kroger company. These stores are huge. The length of one aisle, I went down an aisle, I went, oh, it says ice cream, right? So this is a frozen aisle.
Yeah.
Therefore, they could have these, because I made the big mistake of going down a refrigerated aisle, not there. This has to be frozen.
Frozen.
So I went, oh, ice cream is going to be somewhere near the ice cream. I had no idea that in Kroger's, they have an entire aisle stacked ceiling to floor, refrigerated ice cream.
Yeah.
Just ice cream. Now you're going to go, okay, Vinny, what's your point? I'm not talking popsicles. No. I'm not talking, like Fight-Sickles on a stick. Do they still make those?
I think so. Yeah.
Those kinds of things. This is just anything from a pint to a
tub. Yeah.
An entire row. I turned up the next row to come back. Like now I'm going back in the direction I came. And I'm looking, because now it's refrigerated. Okay. I mean, it's frozen there too. There's a whole row of pudding pops, things you squeeze. I'm looking. I look like when Crocodile Dundee came to the States. I don't know if you guys, that's an old reference to a movie.
Oh my God.
It's like, no, this is a knife. I'm walking going, I had no idea that there were that many different things.
Because the butcher shop or, the produce, your life is around the perimeter of a grocery store.
Yes. And when I grew up in Donaldsonville, I grew up in a small community on the bayou. So when you walked into the grocery store there when I was a kid, there was ice cream. As a matter of fact, the way it used to work back then, ice cream was like in a frozen section. You just reached in. It wasn't
right. No, it was the bin.
It was a bin, but it was frozen.
Right.
And ice cream was in there. And it was only, we had Brown's Velvet, we had Borden's. These are local brands. And Bluebell. These are Southern local brands, right? I know this still exists because I go to Trader Joe's a lot. Trader Joe's still has the bin.
Yes.
With the ice cream in it. And they only have a few.
Yes.
Right? Like you could get the Trader Joe's this or the Trader Joe's that. I see it.
Yes.
I see it because Serena likes the flash frozen berries, because she does stuff for those. That's how I know that, you can have about 4 square feet of ice cream, and that's more than enough for all of Trader Joe's.
But that's only if you don't carry what I'm assuming are Nestle products, because now we're talking an entire city block of from one end to the other of frozen
and then back again.
Right.
Like one end to the other, you make a U-turn and go up the other. That too.
Right.
Just in ice cream. I had to go 2 more frozen aisles over to get to I felt like I was in Greenland. It was just like I'm in ice hell. I finally I see pizzas like the way I would expect frozen pizzas to look.
Yeah.
Like big boxes.
Big
And I went,
stacked boxes.
right. And I saw those again, a whole row of that. And I kept going, oh, they have to be here somewhere. They have to be somewhere.
Yeah.
No, no, no. As a matter of fact, I saw the Totino's brand on some of the big box pizzas. I went, okay, they're going to have it right here. I've never heard of Totino's. It can't be that big of a brand. I've heard of, Chef Boyardee.
Sure. Tombstone pizza, whatever.
Right. I've heard of the brand. Yeah, I've seen them. In college, I probably had a few of them, but I didn't know that if you look back, I just have to pivot, as the kids like to say nowadays. Right behind me, this is a category. These little pocket pizzas, these little roasts is a category.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, this is not the only brand. You tell your slutty husband when he's being slutty that they have all kinds.
Oh boy.
But Totino's had everything. And okay, so here we go.
I have all the info, by the way.
Okay. So Gina, should I try it? Let me try it first. And then
yes,
if you give me all the info,
yeah, it'll taint you. Now, how long ago did you take these out of the whatever device you used to warm them up?
I put them in the oven on 425 as directed. And right before this podcast, I pulled them out. They were piping hot.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. First of all, I'm sorry I tarnished your oven and your freezer because I felt bad about that. But these can, for the uninitiated, be a little molten on the inside.
Well, I could feel them with my hand at this point.
So at the very least, bite it in half.
Here's what we have here.
Like, oh my God, if I could reach through the camera. He has three on a little tiny little plate.
I don't know why I put 3. I'm just going to eat one.
No, because maybe you'll need a second. And then, you'd never give this to Bonzo.
No, God, no. I love that dog.
All right.
So this is not even hot anymore. It's like,
oh, okay, fine. So then pop the whole thing in your mouth.
I'm not eating.
Come on. He's biting half. These are universally loved by every teen and preteen on the planet, from the 80s, 90s, and the hits of today.
Okay. I expected it to be a lot more stuff in it.
Oh.
It's kind of empty.
You're right. It's pretty hollow looking.
This one's got cheese coming out of it. Should I try this one?
Yes, please. I think you're right. I think they might be. This
is bad too. It's like nothing in them.
There's nothing in them. They're like little fried pockets of, I guess, cheap dough with some cheese tasting product and meat tasting product, but not much of it, even though it's supposed to have triple the pepperoni.
Okay. First off, I couldn't imagine what single the pepperoni would be because this was empty. And so it's false advertising. I mean, here it shows it like bubbling out of it.
Oh, just bursting out with stuffing.
Like a horn of plenty, like a cornucopia of pepperoni.
Yes.
But
oh my God,
that is not what I have in my mouth. The flavors it's like I've tasted something like this before. I just can't remember what it was.
It's probably a frozen pizza of some kind.
Perhaps.
Or something deep fried.
No. Look, I grew up in Louisiana.
You'd know. That's true.
I tried 2 different ones, folks. I ate half of 2 different ones.
You did. You're showing us.
I'm stuck in my tooth.
Now I also want to know, are you getting a coating that you've been getting from the other things that I've had you try?
That was going to be my first comment.
I knew it.
The coating of my mouth is identical to the Pop-Tart.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. And, it was almost identical. I'm trying to figure out what the stuff is on the outside of this. So there's like a powdering on. Gina, this is going to seem gross, This is
Okay.
a whole one.
Yeah.
I'm going to lick the outside.
Okay.
I want to, like, I have a grainy stuff on my
I get
face.
it. Yeah. I
It's
wonder if
really gross.
it's okay. He's going to lick it. Let's everybody hold on. He's licking the pizza popper.
There's absolutely no flavor to this. If I licked cardboard, it would taste like this. Oddly,
So the dough itself, it's not giving you anything.
no flavor whatsoever. Nothing.
Okay. He did lick it, everybody. He licked
Yeah,
it
I licked
long
it a
and
few
true.
times.
Yeah. He's doing it.
It's just like it's like I feel like I'm licking cardboard. So
Okay.
whatever's on the outside is just to encapsulate what's on the inside.
Right. Yes.
What's on the inside? Have you ever had like ragu? Like in college,
Oh,
you put ragu on
yeah,
like
like ragu
pasta.
tomato sauce. Yeah, sure.
That's what's coming to my mind. It
It's
tastes like
very sweet.
yeah. This is not like Anna Vocino style.
God, no.
No, this is
It's
like
not
ragu.
umami and hearty and
Yeah,
homemade. No, 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 no.
yeah. There's like a cheapness to it, and there's not it. I would say I always say chemical taste. This is not a chemical taste.
Okay.
Although I'm still having. I'm gonna drink some. Let me just drink some coffee here.
Okay. He's really squishing it around like it's Listerine. My God.
And that's espresso.
God, you're gonna be up all night.
I got to give her a call. As a matter of fact, it's been a while. Up all night.
Oh, don't tell me because it's right in front of my. It's all night. Road.
Rhonda Shear,
Thank you.
one of my close friends.
Which is funny because I grew up absolutely wanting to be her.
You know, she almost won Congress seat from New Orleans. She's one of the smartest women I know.
Are you serious?
When I knew Rhonda when she had brunette hair and no tits.
That must have been a while ago because I was watching her in the late 80s.
Oh, yeah. She was Miss Louisiana back in
Wow.
76 or 77 or something like that.
And Rhonda Shear is a very Jewish name.
She's very Jewish.
Okay. I had a feeling.
Yeah. She was good friends with my girlfriend, Lynn Rockine Ganser.
Oh, yes. The famous Lynn Ganser. Okay, so back to the revolting taste because I'm loving this.
I can't even bring. There's an unnatural taste to it.
Will you do me a favor? I know you don't want to eat any more of this, and maybe there's not enough in there to do it. Can you pull out one of the little pepperonis and eat it?
I can open up the third one because the second one, there was really no pepperoni in it.
And there's supposed to be triple pepperoni.
All right, so this one I see little.
There should be at least 3.
I see 3 little cubes of cheese. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Just opened it up. And I see something hiding behind it. So
okay. Get away, get under the cheese.
All right. So Gina, there is no pepperoni in here. It's only mush.
Oh.
You know, like a chemical mush. And I'm guessing these little globules are cheese.
Oh, yeah. This didn't turn out
Look,
very
I mean, I just opened it up. It's just It's just like
you're not getting pieces of pepperoni then.
No, there's no pepperoni in there. Now I got to do this.
Yeah, he's got to lick it off his finger.
I have a napkin.
Yeah, these are mushy.
If someone told me I had to eat, what's a normal serving of these?
Well, according to the nutrition facts, 21.
Okay, so 21 is a serving?
Yeah, that's what it says. 21. Oh, I'm sorry. No, because that would be insane. 21 per container, 6 per serving.
If someone told me I had to eat a whole serving,
6 of them.
I could, but I'm pretty sure I would have a pretty bad stomach ache, or I'm diarrhea or something. I couldn't imagine. And your husband can eat like tons of these.
Here's the thing. Back in his day, pre-January 1st, 2023, when he would put these away, and that's probably why I thought there were 21 to a serving, because that's kind of what he would do. And he would eat them, and he'd eat them in bed. And we'd be watching TV, and he'd be eating these, and all was right with the world. And then the next day, apropos of nothing, he'd go, Oh God, my stomach. I'm like, you think it was no, I do not. No, I do not think it was the pizza rolls. This is totally random. This is totally just, it could have happened to anyone. So he never really put those two things together, but
Right.
I have to believe that they were related.
Yeah. Now, look, I asked Gina to pull up the ingredients. The ingredient list is that long.
It looks like the Declaration of Independence.
It really does. It's literally War and Peace when
Yeah.
it comes to ingredients. So, Gina, obviously, we're not going to go through the entire ingredients, but can you read?
Yeah.
Let's start. It says, oh, I see. It says ingredients for enriched flour.
Yeah. And then it goes through those.
All right. So
Well,
let's read the top 10 there.
okay.
And then the top 10 on pork, chicken, beef, pizza topping, and pepper. Well, we don't have to do the pork one, but the
you just tell
pepperoni.
me when to stop.
Okay.
Do you want to know when it says enriched flour? Do you want to know what goes into enriched flour or not?
I would love to.
Okay. Enriched flour: wheat flour, niacin, ferrous sulfate, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, tomato puree, water and tomato paste, water, imitation mozzarella cheese, water, vegetable oil, modified food starch, rennet casein, and then contains less than 2% of guar or guar
When you
gum.
get to 2%, you can move on. Go to pork.
Okay. Salt, sodium citrate, sodium phosphate, titanium dioxide. That's for the artificial color.
Let me correct you on that, Gina. Titanium dioxide is a whitening agent that they put in paints and everything else.
What? It says artificial color. That must be for the cheese.
Well, you see, vitamins, before I started my vitamin company, titanium dioxide is why I started the company. Because I looked around and went, why is titanium dioxide in vitamins?
Right.
Like I would buy some of the best brands for myself and I would see titanium dioxide in there. And I would go, okay, why is this? So I did a deep dive and I started talking to some scientists and stuff. And they said, oh, what they do is they put titanium dioxide in to whiten, and then you could turn something into another color that is more delectable.
I see.
So it's a whitening agent that they use to then get the color they want.
So it's for the ladies listening, when we want our hair highlighted, say I want a nice caramel brown. The first thing they're going to do is bleach out whatever color I have. So we're basically starting with a blank slate, and then we'll put the color back in. So they're doing this for our food.
Yeah, they'll do it for food. Now, what's so bad about titanium dioxide? Even in nanoparticles, it can and will cause colon cancer. So when your husband's being slutty next time, tell him to do better.
Yeah. Tell him to really be slutty.
Yeah.
Not just with the food. Okay. Thank you for saying that. I literally have a cold chill up and down my spine.
Let's do a few more behind titanium dioxide. Let's see how bad it
Let's talk about the meat stuffs. Let's see. We got mechanically separated pork, and then less than 2% spices, caramelized sugar, soy flour, yeast extract, water, soy protein concentrate, textured vegetable protein, sodium phosphate, nitrite, sodium phosphate, sodium erythorbate, sodium nitrite, vegetable oil.
You stop. It's just going downhill.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Gina's mom has always been, a calorie in, calorie out woman, a CECO woman. Yeah. And it works for her. I've met her. There's a woman, I see her walking. She walks 10 miles a day. She's retired. And she used to work for UVA. She may listen to this podcast now because she's very well aware of it. And she walks 10 miles a day and she white knuckles her way through life. She lost like 100 pounds and she did it CECO. And man, she battles. I see the battle in her face. She doesn't want to get fat again. Yeah. And you can do that as long as you're willing to starve yourself. It's no way to go through life. Most people like Gina's mom would look at the nutrition facts and go, oh, calories, 210 calories, 6 rolls. So I can have 210. I'll never get near my daily calories because all they care about is the calories. No one looks at you know, the shine, you know, everyone looks at the shiny object. No one looks at the truth. Our government makes them, and I want you to look at this packaging, folks. If you're watching this on video, the shiny object is right here, 210 calories. Look how big that is, Gina.
Yeah,
Would you
it's
say,
right. I can
would
see
you
it from
say
here.
8 to 10 times bigger than the text over here that you can't
At
read?
least, because everything else just looks like little blobs.
Even with my when I take my these are my bifocals, but when I put on my readers, which are stronger, I could barely read what was
Yeah.
on here. Barely read it. This is the shiny optic they want you to look at. Look how big it is. These are
Huge.
some other less shiny objects, but they're there. That's what Gina's mom would look at.
Do you want to know the carbs per serving and the sugar per serving?
Sure.
So for 6 rolls, and they're little, and as Vinny showed us, there's nothing really in them. They're kind of air and then some whatever. For 6 rolls, it's 24 grams of carbs. And you think, well, at least it's not a dessert, so there's not really going to be any sugar in it. 20 grams of sugar for 6 rolls.
That's, I mean, I had 3 rolls sitting on that. I had a half a serving sitting on that plate.
Yeah.
Think about that. Half a serving. Only 3 more would have been a serving. Would that fill you up?
Oh,
Would you
God,
be
no.
happy?
No, they're
Absolutely not.
empty.
It's just empty junk calories full of chemicals that can and will cause cancer. Sorry. There you have it, folks. There is a product that will not cause cancer, and that product is UltraFat, NSNGFoods.com. UltraFat this month, you could get the stuff with a discount code, 20% off, discount code Vinny. And this is a one-time buy, folks, because it's what we call in the business a loss leader. But even if you have a subscription, you could do a one-time buy. Bone up, man. Summertime's coming. You're going to be on your mountain bike. Gina's going to be hiking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to probably talk her into another 12-hour walk, what have you. He's going to need some of these. So, Gina, go get your 20% off right now by putting in promo code Vinny.
I will. I have some. Andy takes them when he goes to play basketball.
Yeah, he's in the Jewish league where all you have to do is be average, and you're like the Michael Jordan of the league.
Andy, they've never seen anything so great, but he'll go play for. He's there right now. He plays 4 hours just for fun, and he'll grab one and take him with him.
Yeah, I suck at basketball, but I went and played with those guys. Some of these sitcom writers would invite me to go play with their teams, and they thought I was like, you know, Steph Curry, and I can't get a basket, you know, but because I was athletic, they were like, oh my God, this guy.
You have a little height, you have a little steam.
Yeah, I can run around them. Well, actually, you can almost walk around them backwards, but that's just the way it goes.
Although, I'm sorry, if we're really gonna go there, some of these guys are Israeli, so they're not messing around, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, no, so, yeah. As a matter of fact, that guy that used to play for the Lakers was Israeli years ago. I can't think of his name now.
Oh,
I think he was.
I'll tell you by the end of what you're saying.
All right, so Gina's going to look that up while I tell you guys her book. My Extra Mom is kicking butt, and you need to go get it. Not only get it from Amazon, but give it a nice review. And 5 stars. I saw where Gina got one of these anti-Semites. She gave her a 1-star review the other day just because she's Jewish.
Yeah.
Not because the book sucks, because the book doesn't suck. The book is very good. I read it cover to cover and actually learned some things and got pissed off because I wish I had known those things when I was an extra dad.
Thank you.
You know, I wish I had known. And by the way, if you are an extra dad, this works too for you.
Yeah,
The questions at the end, identical. So you can go check that out. My Extra Mom by Gina Grad.
Thank you.
And it's sitting, I'm trying to read your Lindsay.
Lindsay Parker is the illustrator. She's incredible. And I'm happy to say, if I can brag for a second, it's, I don't know, the 7th straight week of being a bestseller in children and families. So I'm very proud of that. And I really appreciate it.
So folks, go check it out right now. Get it. Even if you don't have a kid, go get it, because you're going to know someone who's going to be in a situation. Give it to them. Give her a nice 5-star review. That's how Gina earns a living, man. We got to help her out.
Thank you.
And Gina, what did we find out here?
Jordan Robert Farmer, Israeli-American former NBA player. You're very good.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to ask why you know. You just know.
I just knew.
Okay.
At any rate, there was one Jew in the league. Go figure.
And then there was Omri Moishe Caspi, who I'm pretty sure was also Jewish.
Yeah, probably. Look, it's like whenever, they always say the shortest book ever written was, professional athletes who were Jewish. But look, I mean, you guys still point to what's his name, played for the Dodgers.
Koufax?
Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
And of course, you had Max Baer Sr.
Yeah, that's true. But Sandy Koufax is really our guy. We're gonna ride that till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you guys just keep pointing to Sandy Koufax, but I have to remind people there was some Jewish boxers back in the day.
Right. Well, we used to talk about that on the Adam Carolla show, that the group coming up culturally in America, when they can't get work anywhere else, they all fight. And that was
the Irish had a big run.
Yeah.
The Italians had an incredible run. We had all the Rockies, Rocky Marciano, Rocky Graciano, who else did we have? We had Boom Boom Mancini, who killed it, just like Max Baer Sr. killed a man in the ring. I'll never forget. I was with my Uncle Frank, and we were watching Boom Boom when that poor man died in the ring. And my uncle turned to me. He goes, "He'll never fight again." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He'll fight, but he'll never be the same. He'll never be the same." My Uncle Frank was right. Once you kill a man, you can never be who you were. You can never wipe that out of your head, because when you box, you can't go half speed.
Right.
You can't go half speed.
And he can't trust himself now.
Yeah. And Boom Boom never was able to do what he did. Who was a big boxing fan? A woman by the name of Gail Berman, who ran Hollywood for about 5 minutes. Gail was a client, a good friend.
Of course.
She was the one, and I'm going to pull this out of my ass. You ready for this?
Yeah,
I'm almost positive of this. Gail was the one that brought a little known play called Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Raincoat from off-Broadway to Broadway.
Stop
way
it.
Back in the day. Gail's about my age. And
you are right. It's Dreamcoat, by the way, but you're very close. You're right.
Raincoat. That proves I'm not gay when I say that. That's all.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, she has quite the resume.
Yeah, Gail. What's Gail doing now? Does it say? I loved her. That she was one of my favorite clients of all time.
It's just early life and career. There's no update.
Yeah, no. Gail is quite the woman. And big boxing fan. We would go on hikes in the Santa Monica Mountains and talk boxing for hours.
Wow.
And she knew way more than me. That's the crazy part.
Oh,
big
I love that.
Fan. Yeah. Big sports fan. You wouldn't think that a Jewish woman who started off in off-Broadway plays.
No.
You wouldn't guess it, right?
That's not a thing. Yeah.
And it wasn't like your dad was a sportscaster. You would think, okay, well, Gina picked it up from Daddy.
Nothing.
Not Gail.
Nothing.
Not Gail.
That's impressive.
Yeah. At any rate, folks, go check out Gina Grad and what she's doing over there. You can go through VinnieTortorich.com to get that book. It's in the Vinnie Book Club, so you want to go check that out. I told you about Amazon, blah, blah, blah. We have the Superfan page. If you want to get nickeled and dimed to death and lose weight in the process, we have the NSNG ebook. Go check that out. NSNG ebook. More people. We've had thousands of people lose millions of pounds.
More than a billion served, like McDonald's?
Oh, but we're way past McDonald's. I mean, that thing has been downloaded over 300,000 times.
Awesome.
A couple of people used it. They lost a lot of weight. And bada bing, bada boom. There you have it. Okay. On behalf of Gina Grad, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with enthusiasm.